Being loaded onto a railway truck is New Zealand's crack speedboat, holder of both the Australian and New Zealand records. It's en route to Auckland to defend its title. At Auckland, on the day of the race, vantage points are crowded, and waiting onlookers are entertained by preliminaries between small speedboats. The water is too choppy for comfortable racing, but it adds to the fun for the spectators. The principal contestants in the big race are Barracuda with a 300 horsepower Hispano motor, Supersonic with a 109 horsepower Dodge motor, and Redhead powered by a 1,000 horsepower Allison Aero engine. Some of Auckland's famous yachts have even deigned to watch the noisy, smelly things that are polluting their harbour. They're away. With a terrific burst of speed, Redhead immediately takes the lead. And she's still holding it. Water conditions are far from ideal, and the drivers dare not give their engines full throttle. For the crowd, there's plenty of excitement as the boats come splashing, dashing past at close quarters. At the upper mark, Redhead smacks into a heavy chop as she turns, but she still holds her speed. All the drivers are taking big risks today, and spectators are treated to a great display. Keeping up this pace for 10 miles on a triangular course calls for good seamanship. And Redhead wins the race and the Gold Cup. The others never got near her.
New Zealand is a mountainous country, and mountaineering is one of the most popular sports. Members of one of the many skiing clubs are carrying materials up a mountainside for the building of a hut. Every board and every nail is being carried from the end of the road to the hut site, with the girls doing their share. When finished, these huts, which can sleep up to 40 people, are bases for winter sports. Club members come to them for weekends and holidays to enjoy first-class skiing and climbing. The most effective way of getting building materials into mountains is to fly them in. An Air Force plane is carrying bundles of timber to be dropped by parachute over a hut site in the Southern Alps. The Alps are a 200-mile chain in New Zealand's South Island, rivaling the Swiss Alps in beauty and ruggedness. The dropping area is in sight, and the crew, wearing safety harness, moves the packages into position at the open doorway. Steering a course between the rugged peaks, the pilot brings the plane in for the first run. Drops are made at low altitude to prevent the high winds from carrying the packs away from the target. Flying among these jagged peaks is a hazardous occupation. There are no landing fields here, and air conditions are treacherous. Through the open doorway, the crew see the razor-edged peaks that bring climbers from all over the world. The bundles being dropped today will enlarge one of the huts used by mountaineers for high climbing. Load delivered, the plane heads for home past 12,000 feet Mount Cook, highest peak in New Zealand.
Crusts of old seabeds form the skyline here and rim the hills beneath which 3 lakes lie, Tutira, Waikopiro, or Rakai, 2 fringed with trees, 1 bare. Orakai, bleak 6-acre watering hole in pastoral hollow midst run cattle lies, near bare of trees and sulphurous at times, mirror to stock and sky and slip-scarred hill. 1 ridge away are lakes of gentler shores, where willow softness brings. First Waikopiro, guardian of ancient things, ringed round by branches set by pioneers. Then hard against Waikopiro, over the narrow band where lay the fastness of Te Rewapa, a mile and more of sweet fresh water clear, Tutira, ringed by legends of her land. Tautenga Rock was marked for the log Te Rewa Ahinitu, which floated towards the shore whenever death approached a lakeside dweller. Pits tell on many an ancient hill spur, here warriors have waited to astound their lake's attackers. Now become grazing ground, sheep wear them smooth as wavelets on Tutira. Shearer and musterer have understood, like naturalists who studied on her banks, fluidity is all to this expanse, 500 acres with 1,000 moves. Birds rest here safe, yet the lake's life can cease. Time threatens it, for westward yard a year, the inflowing Papakiri builds, is coming near the eel-rich outflowing creek. And down the creek, a treacherous waterfall cuts down to drain Tutira's life away, cuts deeply into yielding papa clay, down toward its base below Tutira's keel. This outflow leapt, not 30 years gone by, clear to the pool down from the tall cliff's crest. Each year the takeoff's lower. Creek does his roaring best to lure his course and drain the lake bed dry. Traveler, if seeking tales of this lake's past, ask of the Ngati Kurumokihi about the island Te Tauronga Koau, in days when it was treeless and bore palisade and teko-teko. The warriors, while Tuhungas chanted karakias, forsaking their women, launched the canoes they had hidden, and taking but men children with them, fled the dark islands. Beneath the lake, those carved canoes remain, but legends of old battles drift away at altitudes where seashells face the sky that grew before man lived to fight for fame. All passes. But today, the lakes are fair, life's to be lived and time to be well spent. Traveler, forget the past and be content that lakes are placid in the morning air.